Hey, how's it going? Back in the basement again, and today we are working on the CRX, putting in a new shifter. Bought myself a Megan Racing short throw shifter dual bend. Decided to get this after most recent autocross where I missed third gear, and I figured that might have been the little thing that made me lose by 0.064 of a second. So anyway, we're gonna be grabbing gears, no problem now. Let's get in the car, start taking care of this. So there it is in first gear. We don't have much slop. That's I'm pretty happy with. Just a quick run through the gears. There's neutral. Now this brass knob does weigh everything down and does help with the shifts itself, but I'll bet the short throw would probably help it out some. So we gotta get all this out. And with the CRX, a lot of people, you see them do videos and they're able to just pull out a small center console. Well, CRX goes all the way up, so all this gotta come out. Okay, to get this center console out, went ahead and got my shift knob off and a little extension, or well, adapter to fit this, as that was made for my Volkswagen. So anyway, we've got that. Got a screw up in here, one along the side here, over here. Then you have another screw over here, one on that side, and then one on each side here in the back, and then it just comes right out. Look at that. That goes nothing. And here we are down at the shifter itself. Just pull up this second boot here. Now that we've got the center console out and everything's ready to be dropped out, now put the car up on the stands and go from the bottom. Okay, so now we gotta just take off them two bolts there in the back, the linkage, and then the two at the bottom of the shifter. That way it'll separate. Okay, so we've got the bracket down. Now it's just the shifter, the two nuts there. That should drop down and give us the shifter. Alright, so we have the old stock shifter out. And here you can see the difference itself between the two balls and the fulcrum point. Look at that, that is wild. It's even shorter on the top end too. That thing with my extension, it's gonna be putting it on up, so the ball won't be that far up. It'll be probably about stock height, stock shift knob height. So I'm gonna be happy with that for sure. I can't wait to get this in there. The bolt that was through the bottom here was pretty bad. Like, it rusted up real bad. Ultimately though, the bushings look pretty good. Or, bushing and all looks pretty good for the stock shifter. So go ahead and throw some grease on this one here and put it back in the car. I also have this new Prothane mount versus the old one. Old floppy rotted up pile. Look at this brand new one here. I'm gonna throw this in there and hopefully help out that shifter staying stable itself. Alright, I just want to do a little quick heads up for anybody that purchases this kit. Your Allen bolt that'll go through the bottom of the shifter is a 6mm Allen wrench. Fits it perfectly, yada yada. The nut though is not metric. Actually, a 1/2 inch wrench fits on it perfectly. Let me grab it and I'll show you. Half inch, lay it down, goes in there, nice and snug, perfect. Because the 12 millimeters too small and 13 is just too big. So you'll need a half-inch wrench to complete this installation. Okay, so now we're on the final step of our process. We have it all greased up. I've been putting anti-seize on all the bolts going back in. Put in my new polyurethane bushing in the back. So now the shifter is lined up. All I gotta do is hook up the linkage and put it all together. Now, inside this bottom on the Megan Racing model is needle bearings. So I'm going to install the bolt and then I'll put anti-seize on it so I'm not dragging anti-seize through those bearings. Alright, now we've got the center console back in. Shift knob installed. It is shorter than what it was, so I like that. Just a quick through. That is nice and smooth, and it's pretty short. It's a lot shorter than what it was. Pretty happy with that. We'll get a test drive coming up. So here we are, first test drive. Wow, that's nice and short. So we're gonna pull out the driveway now. Just got back from test driving the CRX. I'm loving this shifter. Initial impression, it is wonderful. It goes in every gear just fine. Nice firm shifts. There's still a little bit of slop, but I believe that's up at the transmission connection. So next will be a Tyrannosaur locking block, because there's nothing better than that for these old Hondas. So gonna get one of those eventually. But for right now, what I've got is going to work perfectly to finish me out this season. The Tyrannosaur block will be something done over the winter. Anyway, I'm really liking that shifter. Next event is this coming weekend, so I'll be able to try it out then, and I'll be able to give you a better analysis of it in racing conditions or in competition condition instead of just bopping around on the street. So anyway, until then, keep your eyes ahead and that pedal down.